Hello, everyone. Welcome to StraightAMagic. Dawson here.
Busted as always.
It's your boy Hirobi.
Curb.
And today we're bringing a little bit different content. Today, we've seen all those TikTok videos. It's like, hey, I'm going to draft this. Hey, I'm going to draft that. Well, we're going to draft some Magic the Gathering cards. And we're going to make this a little series. Because today, we are drafting mono blue commanders. So basically, we're going to go around the table. Five rounds here. Each one gets one pick. It goes in alphabetical order from Busted to Hirobi to Kirby to Straight. And we're just going to see how things go and things line up. And basically, it's not really anything specified. It's not about competitiveness, power, or anything. It's just about drafting mono blue commanders. Basically, I think Busted said it best before the recording. If you had only five mono blue commanders to ever play ever again, who would you pick? And so I think this is the best way to do a draft. So I hope you guys enjoy. Busted, you have the 101. What's your selection?
All right, guys. So as he mentioned, it's the idea of what I said. If you had the last five blue commanders you could ever build, what would you build? And I was stumbling. I was trying to come up with what I'm picking to stop them from sniping me. And of course, since I'm going first, I am going to go with Urza. Okay. I think we all could have guessed that Urza was going to be pretty high on my list and probably the others as well. But he is the quintessential mono blue CEDH commander because he is just so easy to get the wheels turning using his ability to, play your entire deck once you have things that will untap, such as dramatic reversal on Ice Scepter. He's just a powerhouse. And when I start getting into my other picks later, it's not going to be all about power, but right now I'm going to start hot and heavy with Urza. So
Yep, I think that was my 101 as well. So very fair.
Nice. All right, so I'm drafting next, and ironically, I think I'm probably one of the few people, maybe the only person in our draft, quote unquote, class or our drafting who actually didn't have Urza anywhere in my top 10. I think it's a powerful card, but I do not like Urza. I picked this more based on decks that have performed well for me or that I enjoyed playing. So my number one is Unctus, Grand Metatect.
Ooh.
Unctus is super cool. It's kind of a little bit in the same vein as Urza. I can make things artifact. It functions around artifacts, but the big thing about it is that first ability. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, you basically just loot. There are a bunch of combos with Unctus that you can pull off fairly easily with stuff like Paradise Mantle. Just different ways to tap your creatures. Sorry. I love this card. I have multiple decks built around it. It's probably my favorite mono blue commander. So yeah, Unctus is my first pick.
Excellent. A little bit of a wild one.
All right. Well, I'm gonna follow on that artifact theme, and I think artifacts go really well with blue a lot of the time. But my pick is actually Emery because I think that it's really easy to build her on a budget and still come up with something really powerful. And I've never built it, but I've seen quite a lot of them, and they're always very interesting, and I like what they're doing. And you're accessing your graveyard for resources, and it's a good time.
No, excellent.
Good choice.
Yeah, I like it.
Solid.
Emery's good. For my 104 pick, I think this is no surprise. If you know me, this is one of my favorite mono blue commanders. Period. To the point. I'm glad no one took them. Especially I had the 101. I was going to
Kirby passed the turn.
It doesn't really matter. I did have the 101 going into this when we did it differently. But now that we're doing alphabetically, I do have this as my 104 still. Luckily, it fell to me. I am going to play Unesh, Crucifix Sovereign.
Ooh.
Unesh is my favorite commander by mono blue commander, definitely, and if not my favorite monocolor commander. Period. I love Sphinx Tribal. I think it's just one of the most classic ones, and even though it's mono blue, it means a lot to me. Built a really cool deck around Unesh, and I think it's got to be up there for me, So Unesh is my 101. So I'm glad we went with four really cool different commanders here. Now that I do have the 201 though, because we are doing draft like snake draft order, I did go a little bit differently for this one as well. because I am more so hate picking this one. Sorry, Joseph. I am picking Braid's Conjure Adept as your second choice.
A beauty.
Because I knew with my Unesh pick I was going to be more niche. I think Braids is just going to be one of the more mainstay mono blue commanders. I think like Urza, Ocnus, and Emery all have a lot of decks built around them, and Unesh doesn't, which they should, by the way. But Braids is also one of the more classic ones. Braids is fun, so I like playing Braids, and I like seeing Braids on the table, obviously, until they say I can't use Braids, and that sucks. But either way, Braids Conjure Adept is a classic, really good, and I think I would love to play Braids more if someone at our table already didn't play Braids a lot. So I'll then move that over to you, Curb, because we're going in snake order. So we really shouldn't be passing the turnaround, but
yeah, it won't really change much. Curb, go ahead and take it away.
All right. For my next pick, and this is my one of my personal favorites. It's Min Wily Illusionist, and that's because she incentivizes drawing cards, and she can do some really cool things, get stuff out. But mainly, I just really like that she's not going for the usual blue strategy, and instead is kind of almost going into this like semi-aggro mid-range that I think is really fun and kind of interesting. Not something that you see too much from blue.
Excellent. Like Min.
Like it. Is it me now?
That is you.
Cool. So for my next one, it's a deck that I've actually pretty recently picked up that I probably need to play more. And I really, really have liked this deck. Like the few times that I've played it, it's continued to both surprise and impress me by how powerful it is, just kind of off the rip. I also like that it's a newer commander that people haven't really discovered how good it is, so people aren't really playing it as much. And several of the people in our pod will know what this is. They may not know what I'm talking about immediately.
Oh, I know it.
But it is Geralt the Fleshwright.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
So Geralt the Fleshwright is a super unique commander. It's classic blue spell slinger, but it scales with how many spells you cast in a turn. So it's all about getting mana, playing a bunch of cantrips, and making a crap ton of really, really, really big zombies, and then finding one of the cards that gives them flying or menace or one of those keywords that makes your zombies evasive. You're drawing a bunch of cards. You're amassing a huge board state, which blue doesn't typically do unless they're playing artifacts. So I really like the direction in which this deck can take. And that'll be my pick 2.
Well, I think Straight said it best. Blades was about to be my pick 2 here, and I was hoping it wouldn't get sniped. It is such a great card. Dwarf was actually next in line, because I've seen Hirobi play it. I know how good it is, so I'm, a little sad that it got sniped as well, but he makes it look good. So that being said, I think my pick 2 would have to be Malcolm Alluring Scoundrel. Okay. Also a newer commander. It just creates so much card value whenever Malcolm actually deals combat damage. And then if you get her to that 4 course counters, you start being able to play those cards that you're discarding. So you give her a little bit of protection. She's a 2-drop commander that you can actually flash out. You can just, again, get some insane value if you let her get to that 4 counters. So hopefully people at the table let her get there. So,
Like
that being said, we're at pick 3, correct?
That is correct.
Pick 3. I think pick 3 is going to be a little bit out of left field for a lot of people, because this is a very old card, one that hasn't been seen much. I put Sun Quan, Lord of Wu.
Ooh.
Damn it!
Okay.
Fuck!
Sun Quan, as Hirobi is shouting expletives over there.
Fuck!
Sun Quan is
Love that
such a
card.
powerhouse. Such a
I
powerhouse.
love that card
He
so
himself
much,
is a
dude.
4/4. He makes all of the creatures you control have horsemanship. And
Ah, damn it.
in case y'all didn't know, there's not a lot of things that can stop horsemanship other than getting rid of him or having your own horsemanship cards, which I don't see happening very often. So you can easily play him, play some beaters or just cards that have value, such as Malcolm, so they hit in, and just take away the game sometimes.
Excellent choice. Love that.
Is it my turn now?
I think Hirobi liked that too. Hirobi's also making
Dad.
picks after the draft too. I was like, pick six.
I forgot.
Six,
I
six,
forgot that
seven.
I forgot we only went to 5. Okay.
Get there.
Okay. So Sun Quan was definitely up there, but it wasn't my alternates. So I am kind of glad that it wasn't all the way up there. I don't think I'm gonna pick this one next because I think I want to do something a little bit different. For my next one, this will probably also be out of left field. It's not necessarily a often seen mono blue commander. I think a very large part of that is due to its high CMC. I take that back. I'm actually going to swap picks a little bit here.
Ooh.
Oh.
I think I'm going to snap swap picks.
Okay.
Because I've played this deck before and I'm looking at this card again and I'm reading it again and I'm like, you know what? I actually really enjoy this and I need to build around it more. So my next pick is going to be Curie, Emergent Intelligence from the Fallout set.
Very good. Very good.
Curie is an extremely unique commander. Being able to basically become a copy of an exiled creature from your board, but you can also do that at instant speeds. You can copy stuff that would normally sacrifice itself, like Phyrexian Dreadnought, like really, really big boys, and then just swing for 12 and draw 12 cards, which can be a huge swing in a commander game. I love how this deck plays. I have a CDH version of it, built on Untap that I've played several times, and the deck is absolutely freaking stupid. So that is my third pick.
All right. For my next pick, I'm gonna go with Charix, the Raging Isle. He's Leviathan. He's a crab. I mean, he's so silly. And I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I think he's fun. I think his kind of like trading power for toughness is really interesting. And it makes it where you have to like try and be aware of how many islands you have. Oh, it's just really interesting. I like it.
All right, fun. Yeah, no, who can't love a Leviathan crab? I mean, come on.
It's a fun one. I like Charix.
I am debating on these next few, not this next two. Otherwise, I would just take them. But I do think I was really worried that Bus is actually going to take this with the older pick move because I don't know if this is necessarily an older pick. Definitely not as old as Sun Quan. Sorry, not San Quan. I'm taking Memnarch. I think Memnarch's one of those classic hate bears of like you see him and you're like, oh fuck me.
God damn it, Straight, come on.
I know you're gonna do this to my commander next turn and I fucking hate you. That's just the fun interactions Memnarch brings. And plus I kinda want it a little bit different because like, you got Sphinx Tribal, you got big creature, big boys, and now you got a little bit more making artifacts, stuff like that. So Memnarch is just a classic. He's one of the older ones, one of the more old when EDH was first getting popular, one of those commanders everybody saw and said, oh fuck me, come on. So, I mean, Memnarch is a pretty easy pick for me on third, but fourth one is a little bit harder. I think I'm going to hold off on the pick I want and kind of go with another pick that's more in line with a different theme. I think, just because I want a little bit of variety in my life. And that means I'm going to pick Jalira, Master Polymorphous at my 401.
Ooh.
It's unique. I think I like definitely cards that are more unique, and I wanted to throw in a little bit of a curveball to my usual playstyle. Jalira does something that's kind of interesting, especially in mono blue, of just kind of revealing cards, so you reveal a non-legendary card and kind of just basically morphing it together with the sacrifice creature. That's a really cool flavor, really cool art, And even though it's not necessarily my playstyle, I would be open to playing Jalira more than a lot of other typical mono blue staples. And again, it's just really cool. And so Jalira's my 401.
Hell yeah.
All right, Kurt.
That's me next.
That is true.
I'm gonna go with Cosmina for my pick 4.
Nice.
I think she's really interesting, bringing kind of landfall into mono blue, and just getting to draw a bunch of cards and also make a big creature. And I don't see her played all that often. And then she's of course got the backside. And so it just gives you like different options depending on where the game's going to. Different directions to take your plays in.
Heck yeah.
Excellent.
It's me again.
Well, you want to snipe me again?
Sick. I certainly hope not, because I think this one's going to come out of left field. This was the one I was going to pick last time, and I'm glad it didn't get got. The reason I like this so much is because it gets overshadowed as a card that is often in the 99 of decks like Kinnan, and other like big Simic stompy decks. But as the commander, it can actually put in some very serious work, especially in more of a Voltron-y strategy, Voltron control mix. It's Nezahal Primal Tide.
Yep.
Very good one.
Gosh, this card is so much fun to drop on the battlefield. I will admit that I play this a lot in the 99 of decks, but building it as a commander is something that I have done before and would like to do again and take it in a different route. Can
I make an interjection here?
Uh-oh.
One of my friends built a Nezahal deck. It was Nezahal and as many counter spells as he could put in the deck. I think there was like 30 counter spells.
Damn. Well, I wouldn't go that far. Damn. That's
It
awful.
was horrendous. Oh, it was absolutely awful.
Just counter Nezhal. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I do typically like commanders that are more battle cruiser, that are 5 or more mana. I lean really heavy into that, and so having that in mono blue is kind of an interesting constraint. Like, because mono blue doesn't really have a whole lot of ramp outside of artifacts. High tide. But I really love this card. It's a draw engine on a stick, even at 7 mana, which is just, I think, ridiculous. And it has built-in protection just by exiling itself. I think this card is sick.
Well,
I'll pass to whoever's next.
we're down to the slim pickings, it seems. And
Final countdown.
I am very glad to see the cards that we've drafted so far. And now that's back to me, I'm glad that some of my other picks hadn't got stolen from me. Well, this one is I feel another classic, really. She's been around for a while now. This is also Deep Dwelling.
Ooh.
So, if you are a fan of flickering and getting monumental value over and over again, Thos is your pick. You have something like a Mole Drifter. You get to draw at least 2 cards every turn. That's nothing to scuff at. And then if your opponents ever have something big on board, you can just tap it down if you have the mana. So it gives you a little bit of a control-y feel where you can tap things down if need be, or you just get incremental value over top. And now for pick 5. This is the one. This is the one. Now, I think this one hasn't seen too much play other than competitive, but I feel like even in a casual game, the reality chip is a very good pick.
Ooh.
Because it's something that's harder to get rid of, because as long as you equip it to a different creature, it itself is not a creature. You can make it a equipment. And you get to look at the top of your deck and play spells or lands from the top. So you could always have things like Brainstorm, kind of to put some cards back on top and cast them later, and get that incremental draw. You can always start digging if you have no answers in your hand, and maybe you can keep going, casting more draw spells or lands, so you dig deeper. It's just great value over time, just like I was talking about Thassa. And again, it's very competitive if you make it, or it's very casual. You don't have to make it a powerhouse.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
So there were two cards that I picked in my preemptive. I wanna choose from these cards draft that I had not built decks, that I have not or have yet to build decks around. This is gonna be one of them because it's one that I've seen and that has been played against me before. And I have really enjoyed how it played. I have really enjoyed watching it pop off and kind of go berserk in the early game, but also like later in the game when you've got a bunch of creatures like this on the battlefield. So it is a tribal deck. I'm going to follow suit with Straight in the tribe category, and with Curb as well. I think we've all got not necessarily tribes, but I definitely could have gone with two other cards here, and maybe I should have, but I don't really care. It's Azami, Lady of Scrolls.
Fuck.
If you didn't know, there are like there's kind of a running theme with the cards that I've picked aside from Geralf. They're all cards that draw cards in the command zone. That is something that I find to be like critically important, especially in mono blue. Mono blue thrives on drawing through your deck, finding the pieces you need to win. Azami does that with a snap of her fingers and with the tap of a wizard. Like she just seems like she'd be stupidly powerful with a bunch of low-cost wizards and some crazy payoffs late game. So I'm definitely excited to brew her soon.
Alright, for my final pick, I'm gonna go with Kefnet the Mindful. He's a
Great.
5. He's low cost, right? He only costs 3, so he's pretty cheap to get out there. And then he's a 5/5 flyer with Indestructible. Now, you can't attack unless you have 7 or more cards in hand. But he does have an ability staple on him where you pay 4 mana, and then you draw a card, and then you may return a land you control to its owner's hand. And it's a May ability, so you don't have to return a land if you don't want to. But there's actually a lot of potential little value you can get out of it. Like to name one off the top of my head, Glacial Chasm, right? And then you're drawing a card, bouncing Glacial Chasm to your hand, paying it out, keeping that cumulative upkeep down, and buying yourself time to keep drawing cards and go through your deck. And the fact that he's indestructible means that you can pair it with some pretty fun stuff like the World Slayer. So yeah,
Oh no.
True.
Curb, you're a bad man.
fun commander.
I thought Hirobi would end on something like the, oh yeah, I'm gonna play mine, like freaking, fuck's sake, I don't know. That's fucking crazy.
World Slayer?
World Slayer, yeah. Sorry, I don't know why I forgot the name for a second. I thought Hirobi with a World Slayer pick, Kai. So there, with I will say, Azami was my easy number 5.
Zombie was my number 5. It just threw me send it to exile.
The fact that
I
Azami
sniped 2 people. Let's go.
The fact that Zombie lasted to the 5th round is honestly kind of a crime.
It is a crime.
But
It's a crime that I didn't put her higher because she's definitely on my list.
she is, and I'm going to keep with the draw card theme. I am, because there's like I said,
Cracked, dude.
I'm trying to hit different themes. I got the tribal, got artifacts, I got dropping good big stuff, I got the unique one. What's like another tribe that I really didn't do? And I really didn't do anything card related, like anything like what Blue's known for, and that's drawing cards. And this is a deck that's very recent to me, that I'm having so much fun with. I know the table.
Yes, sir.
The table probably knows what I'm picking, because I debated.
Yes.
This is like a fringe top 5 pick for me. I'm putting Elegeth
Do it.
and Siani into my
Let's go!
into my number 5 spot as a dual. Of course, both of them are mono blue, so they can both be your commander together. So this is my combination of Eligeth, Crossroads Augur, and Siani, Eye of the Storm. And honestly, I could have gone Bruvok. I could have gone Mill because mono blue is known for milling. Jace Vrain's Prodigy was also up there because it's a classic and it also is a planeswalker. And I do like planeswalker commanders, unlike somebody else on the table. And I did debate on putting the new Leonardo da Vinci one because it's Leonardo da Vinci. But in the end of the day, I got to pick what I want to play at the end of the day. And Eligeth and Siani are so much fun. Even though they bring, honestly, a big threat to you all of a sudden. I've noticed when you play them and are able to start drawing, 5 cards from a casual attack, or whatever. It makes you the threat at the table. But, man, it's so much fun and so gratifying because you're like, man, instead of scrying, I get so much value. Like this fucking Ponder. Oh, so good.
And blue and flyers go so well together. There's a lot of options for flyers in blue.
Inherently a phenomenal synergy pairing.
So very, very, very on theme. Of course, partner commanders. How we're doing it is basically you can draft the partner commander color combination, or if that one partner's in that if that one partner's in that color, we can't just take it as that because it usually combos with something else. But the color combination of mono blue does count for mono blue. So that is my final pick.
And, I'm right.
Well, let us know how you did. Well, my picks from 1 to 5, we'll just read them off and then we'll be done. Unesh, Crucifix Sovereign, Braids, Conjure Adept, Minarch, Jalira, Eligeth, and Siani. Curb.
Well, that was a 5th pick, right?
Yeah, we're gonna read them off that way for the viewers to.
Okay.
Summary, but we're not gonna explain it again. Just kind of read them off.
So for my pick 1, I've got Emery down. My pick 2, I've got Min, Wily Illusionist. 3, Charix, the Raging Isle. 4, Cosmina, God of the Voyage. / the Omen Kill. And for 5, Kefnet the Mindful. Busted?
The Hirobi would be next.
It's Hirobi next.
Hirobi?
Hey, it's your boy. For pick 1, I had Unctus, Grand Metatect. For pick 2, I had Geralf the Fleshright. For pick 3, I had Curry, or I don't know, Emergent Intelligence. Pick 4, I had Nezahal, Primal Tide. And for pick 5, I had Azami, Lady of Scrolls.
Then we're finally back to me, who started us all off for pack 1, pick 1, if you will. I had Urza, Lord High Artificer, followed by Malcolm, Alluring Scoundrel, Sun Quan, Lord of Wu, Thassa, Deep Dwelling, and the Reality Chip. Now, again, please let us know whose top 5 you think was the best. Obviously mine. But thank you for sticking around and checking us out.
Excellent. See you guys later.
Peace out, peeps.
Alright. Have a good one, guys.